Hi, let's take a look at a recent game I played against UnhlpfulYoda, another top-ranking player. This game has a lot of interesting positioning moves, so I'd like to share it with all of you. Yoda rushes forward his lumberjack, and I take the trade. Now, Yoda's running a Viking ninja deck against my ninja druid deck. Now, Yoda's deck is quite an interesting one. It's one that utilizes a lot of bounce cards, and I'm running a deck that features Eternity Strike as a card. And hopefully I can get a Fenrir to a high attack damage, or a Magic Eater to a high attack point, and one hit kill their castle from afar. It's not the strongest deck, but it's a lot of fun to play. So you can see both sides have played a couple of ranged units, and Yoda's searching for a dojo so that he can bounce his cards and make them stronger. Now, I had a good combo of First Strike and a Rampage, and I chose to take out his Karasume and also his Masuta. And the reason I chose to take out those two and not take advantage of the First Strike on his other ranged unit is because this way I'll trade and take out 2 units right now, and if he ever wants to trade back and take out my my sniper here, then he'll have to trade his 2/2 and buff it with something else to make it happen. It keeps me at a distance. So I'm able to pull off that combo and spawn another wizard. Yoda plays a global buff and takes the trade for my rampaged sniper, which is a good choice. And I've also included in this deck a couple of really high attack damage cards, such as Ancient Arbor. Despite its slow, it can deal an insane amount of damage with a Eternity Strike. So I've got a Eternity Strike in my hand at this point in the game. I just need to be in range to use it, and we'll see if that ever happens. Yoda decides to trade his Mordok and take out 2 of my units, and then positions himself outside of attack range as much as possible. Here I like to use Flux to give myself a whole bunch of minor spells and buff my Magic Eater. Now we see the Rat King and global buffs is a very strong combo. Yoda is able to deal a total of 8 damage with just 3 gold worth of units. He's bounced them, so it's changed that a bit, but in theory it's a very strong combo. So he resummons a Rat King and ends his turn just out of range. Now, I need to be cautious here because his Rat King will potentially have the option to do a Mystic Journey and summon more rats. But it'll also cost him 2 gold if he doesn't have that. So I take a risk and hope he doesn't have it, instead gaining a whole bunch of minor spells. Now, the reason I attacked those 2 specific rats is so that I would end up just out of range here of his Wind Mage, and he can't return the trade except for taking some damage on one of his units. I'm slowly building up my Magic Eater now. It's up to 7 damage. But we can see Yoda has drawn a panda and has a chance of returning my magic eater to hand, and with any luck it works. Now, it was a very strong move, and I'm not going to rush to place my magic eater on the board again because I know it could happen very quickly. Instead, I opt to play Liana, and the reason for this is if Yoda wants to play his panda again, he has a chance of bouncing Liana, and she will be able to spawn more treants with Spirit Link, which is exactly what Yoda does not want. So you'll see he's going to be more hesitant to play the panda from now on. And you can see as Yoda attacks, the Chain Lightning goes directly to the Spirit Link as well. So now that my Liana's on the board, and it's threatening to spawn more treants, I'm safely able to play my Magic Eater and give it a whole ton of buffs. We'll see if he takes the risk. Alright, so as you can see, Yoda decided not to play his panda this turn. So I'll go ahead and make some trades, and positioning everything so that I'm set up for a very strong Eternity Strike. Ideally, I'd still like to hit the castle so that it can deal 7 damage plus 7 more to 2 other targets. Now, the Wind Mage has pushed me back, making it harder for me to reach his castle. But I was able to spawn another Magic Eater and rush forward. So I'm just going to rewind a bit and let's rewatch that last turn. As you can see, since the Chain Lightning hits the Spirit-linked treant, when I attack his rat here, it will combo damage onto my wizard. But I had to make sure to, so that was a mistake of course, but I had to make sure to attack with my Magic Eater first, because that's a free trade. If I didn't make that trade, then on my next attack against this Northlands Ranger, it would have killed my treant anyway. So his health sacrifice meant I could take an extra trade. I summon an extra Magic Eater, so it'll buff from this Eternity Strike another spell, and deals 1 damage or 1 hit to the castle, which is quite good. I'm pretty pleased with that. Now we can see Yoda's drawn his throne, and he's doing some very, very good trading against my units, trying to kill all of the Magic Eaters and take away my win condition. Now I have another Liana in hand, making sure to space out my units so that the Chain Lightning is not affecting a whole grouping of units, and I'm relying on sudden death to gain my advantage. Now Yoda takes a risk here, bouncing all my units, and I get 1 Liana bounced, which means I get even more Spirit Link health. And since he knows that I'll have near infinite Spirit Link health, Yoda decides to surrender and gives me the win. Hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.